There's no sort of hidden games with Obama, I think, for the most part. He says what he thinks. And in some ways, the clearest, best record of what he really thinks and believes are in his biggest speeches. And I can't say that about too many other presidents.
I think he knows what power his words carry. You know, the power to inspire, the power to heal. I mean, whatever he says is live around the world at all times and easily downloadable and searchable.
The first time I realized that he had an extraordinary gift was when he gave a speech at the convention in 2004.
There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
Usually the most interesting part of any Obama speech is something that he added himself. And so, you know, we could get him like 90% of the way there and write some great language and all the things that you'd hope for from a good speech, but the truly intellectually interesting things came from Obama himself.
You know, he's a writer at heart, and I think some people sort of figure out what they think through conversations with aides and advisors, and I think he does that in part. But I think a lot of times it's that process of sitting down alone and writing a speech that he sorts things out.
What I remember most about Sandy Hook is right after it happened, he gave a statement before he gave the eulogy. And I don't think I'd ever seen him that. That was probably the most upset I'd seen him.
The president got into the motorcade, and someone told me that he had been writing on a legal pad. He didn't like his speech, and he was writing it himself. And that's unusual for him to be doing it like that. And that was when I realized this is really hitting him very hard.
Are we prepared to say that such violence visited on our children year after year after year is somehow the price of our freedom?
Empathy has always been one of his greatest character traits. It's why he also knows why it's important to speak uncomfortable truths, you know, because even if most society doesn't like to hear it, there's at least one part of society that says no one's ever talked to us that way before.
To me, on a personal level, the race speech in Philadelphia was a very powerful moment. You know, he was probably the only person in the universe who could give that speech at that moment.
The anger is real. It is powerful. And to simply wish it away, to condemn it without understanding its roots, only serves to widen the chasm of misunderstanding that exists between the races.
A lot of his biggest speeches, he just reminds us of things we've known the entire time that have been in front of us all along about who we are. You know, I don't know if we taught anybody anything new in his speech, but you know, who walks away from that not being proud to be an American, you know, in a country like this?
We are one people, all of us pledging allegiance to the Stars and Stripes, all of us defending the United States of America.
If I had a chance to go back on that inauguration night, talk to that Barack Obama, I'd say, first of all, you're going to get really gray quick.